Hello friends, welcome to my channel Simply Mathematical. In this video, let us do the exercise 1.3 part 2. Okay, part 1 I have already solved. So now let us look at part 2 of the exercise 1.3. Let us look at the ninth problem. Okay, so ninth problem is consider f from r plus 2 the set minus 5 comma infinity given by fx equal to 9x square plus 6x minus 5. Show that f is invertible with f inverse y equal to root of y plus 6 minus 1 divided by 3. Okay, so here we to find the inverse of the function f. Okay, by first showing that f is invertible. Okay, so the function given is fx equal to 9x square plus 6x minus 5, and the function is defined from the set of all non-negative numbers to the set closed minus 5 to infinity open. Okay, so let us see how to solve this. So you are given a function f from r plus 2 closed interval minus 5 to infinity. Okay, and the function is defined as fx equal to 9x square plus 6x minus 5. Okay, now here we have to find the inverse of this function f by showing that the function is invertible, right? Now what is the definition of invertible function? So if you want to show that f is invertible function, okay, that means what you have to show is for f from r plus 2 closed minus 5 to infinity, okay, there exists a function f inverse from the range of f. Okay, that is what? That is minus 5 to infinity. Now to check the range of f, okay, what we have to do is we have to take some values in the domain, okay, and look at the function value and see that this is only the range of the function f. So now what is the set given to us? That is r plus here, which is equal to nothing but closed 0 to infinity, right? All the non-negative numbers. Okay, so r plus set is nothing but closed 0 to infinity open. Now if we take the function values for some point, so let us take the first point here, that means 0. So f of 0 will be what? So that is 9 multiplied by 0 square plus 6 into 0 minus 5. So that is minus 5 here. Okay, and then we can take what? We can take another some value 0.1. So what you will get as the function value? 9 multiplied by 0.1 square plus 6 multiplied by 0.1 minus 5. Okay, so that will be nothing but 9 multiplied by 0.01 plus 0.6 minus 5. Okay, so which is what? 0.09 plus 0.6 minus 5, so which will be equal to 0.69 minus 5, which will be equal to minus 4.31. okay, so this is the value. So minus 4.31, you can see that it lies in this interval. Okay, also sorry, it lies in this interval, right? Minus 4.31. Also if you look at minus 5, it also lies in this interval. So you can see that the function values of this set will all lie in this set only. Okay, so this set is nothing but range of f, that we have to first confirm. Okay, this is very important. So first we have to confirm that this is the range set or not. So like this we can confirm it. So yes, this is the range set for this example. Now what we have to prove is for f from r plus 2 closed minus 5 comma infinity, there exists a function, okay, given by f inverse. Now this function should be from range of f, that is what, minus 5 to infinity, okay, to the domain of f, that is r plus, okay, such that what should happen is f inverse composition f is equal to I r plus, okay, that is nothing but the domain of f, okay. Why? Because what is I r plus? So if you look at I r plus, this function takes every x in the domain of r plus to x, okay. So this is for all x belonging to r plus, okay. Now you can see that the x that you have taken here is nothing but the element of this set r plus, okay, and that is nothing but the domain of f, right. So f inverse composition f, we have to prove that it is equal to I r plus, okay, and f composition f inverse should be equal to I minus 5 comma infinity, okay, because you have to take the value here, okay, that means in the domain of f inverse. So what you will get is I suffix closed minus 5 comma infinity, okay, this you will get, okay. So and this we have to prove. So now what you have to do to prove this is, see, let y be equal to fx you have to take, okay. Now this is for y belonging to the range of f, okay. So we are taking one y in the range of f, that is nothing but minus 5 closed comma infinity open, okay. So we have to take this, see, we have to find the inverse function of f, okay. So we have to first take this, okay, and then find x in terms of y. So after doing this, you have to find x in terms of y. So what you will get? You will get y equal to fx is what? Fx is nothing but 9x square plus 6x minus 5, okay. So this is the function which is given to us, fx, right, and that is equal to y. Now what we have to do here is we have to find this x which is there in terms of y. So let us simplify this and get x in terms of y, okay. So what you will get is 9x square plus 6x minus 5 minus y equal to 0, okay. So that means 9x square plus 6x minus of y plus 5 is equal to 0, okay. Now you can observe this equation here. This equation is nothing but the quadratic equation in x, okay, and you know how to solve this. You can use the quadratic formula, okay. So by quadratic formula, what you will get is x equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, right. This is the formula. Now if we substitute all the values b, a, c, okay, what we will get? So you can see that a is 9 here, b is 6 and c is minus y plus 5, okay. So we have to substitute it here. So that is minus 6 plus or minus root of b square will be nothing but 6 square minus 4 times a, which is 9, multiplied by minus y plus 5, okay, divided by 2 times a is nothing but 9. So you get this, then what you will get is x is equal to minus 6 plus or minus root of 36, right, minus minus plus 9 multiplied by 4 is 36 multiplied by y plus 5, okay. Now divided by 18. Okay, 2 multiplied by 9. Now what we will get is x is equal to minus 6 plus or minus root of 36. Okay, you can take common from here. So what you will get is 1 plus y plus 5, okay, divided by 18. So this x will be equal to minus 6 plus or minus root of 36, okay, multiplied by root of y plus 5 plus 6, 5 plus 1 is 6, okay. So you will get this divided by 18. Now this implies x is equal to minus 6 plus or minus root of 36 is 6 multiplied by root of y plus 6, okay, divided by 18. Now x will be equal to, now if we take 6 common here, what we will get is 6 multiplied by minus 1 plus or minus root of y plus 6 divided by 18, okay. So that means what you will get is x is equal to 6 1s are 6, 6 3s are 18. So you will get minus 1 plus or minus root of y plus 6, right, divided by 18 as your x. Now let us further see what will be the value of x here, okay. So you got x equal to minus 1 plus or minus root of y plus 6 divided by 3, okay. That means x is equal to minus 1 plus root of y plus 6 divided by 3, or x is equal to minus 1 minus of root of y plus 6 divided by 3, okay. Now you have to look at this x, okay, this x. You know that since x belongs to R plus, okay, that means set of all non-negative real numbers, okay, set of all non-negative real numbers. So if you observe this x, then for every y you have this quantity as positive, okay. So you can check it now. X equal to minus 1 plus root of y plus 6 divided by 3. So you can take any y here. Now y belongs to where? Y belongs to the set minus 5 to infinity open, right? So you can check this value first by taking different values of y. So for example, if we take minus 5, you will get root of minus 5 plus 6, okay, which is root of 1. 1 plus minus 1 will be 0, right? So x will be 0 here, okay, and there is no problem because x belongs to R plus, which set of all non-negative real numbers. That means x can be 0 also, right? So for minus 5 there is no problem. If you take minus 4 now here, so what you will get? Minus 1 plus root of 2 divided by 3, okay. So minus 1 plus root of 2 is 1.41, okay. So that means again this will be a positive quantity. So this is positive for all x belonging to for all y belonging to minus 5 to infinity open, okay. So you have to take the value of x as this. Now if we observe this, this will be negative, okay, for all y belonging to minus 5 to infinity. You can check it. If you take minus 5 here, you will get minus 1 minus root of 1, which is minus 1 minus 1, which is minus 2 divided by 3, which is negative. If you take minus 4 here, you will get minus 1 minus root of 2 divided by 3, which is minus 1 minus root of 2, which is nothing but 1.41. So this will be a negative quantity divided by 3, okay, that will be negative. So you can see that this is negative for all y belonging to the closed minus 5 to infinity. So we have to take this value of x, okay, only. Now, so if you observe this we can take as a function of y, right? So let f inverse y be equal to minus 1 plus root of y plus 6 divided by 3, okay. Now this f inverse is from where to where? It is from minus 5 to infinity to r plus, okay. Now why we have selected this function as inverse, let us see. So if you have the domain here, okay, and the codomain of the function f, so domain is r plus and codomain is minus 5 to infinity, right? So this function f takes x to fx, right? And so that is the function f. Now if we want to find f inverse, that means we have to go from the range of f, that is this, to the domain of f, that is this, okay. So from here to here you have to go. Now you know that the elements in the range of f are called as y, right? So you have to take y to the value f inverse y, okay, or x, right? You have to take this value y to x. Now x is nothing but this, okay, and which we have called it as f inverse y because this is a function of y. So this value y will go to what? It will go to f inverse y if we take a function f inverse, right? So you have, so now we can say that f inverse takes the value y in the range of f to the domain of f by the function f inverse, okay, and the function is defined by this, right? So that is why we are writing this x to we are writing this x as f inverse y, okay. So but we have to check two conditions here, okay, before saying that f is invertible, right? We have to check two conditions. So the first condition that we have to check is f inverse composition f is equal to I suffix r plus, okay, this we have to check, right? Now since we have to check this, we have to take one value here, okay, otherwise we cannot find the function, right? We have to take a value here. So which value you will take? You will take the value in the domain of r plus because we have to find first fx, right? F of some element. So f of some element means what? F of some element in the domain of f, right? So we have to take let x belong to r plus, which is the domain of f, right? So f inverse composition f of x we have to take, okay. Now this will be equal to what? F inverse of f of x, okay. So which is equal to f inverse of f of x is defined as 9x square plus 6x minus 5, okay. Now f inverse of this we have to take, right? Now f inverse y is what? F inverse y is minus 1 plus or minus root of y plus 6 divided by 3. So in place of y here we have to take what? We have to take 9x square plus 6x minus 5, okay, because this is our y now, okay. So what will be the value? You will get minus 1 plus root of 9x square plus 6x minus 5 plus 6, okay, divided by 3. So now this will be equal to what? Minus 1 plus root of 9x square plus 6x minus 5 plus 6 is plus 1 divided by 3, okay. Now you can look at this term which is in the root. So what it is 9x square plus 6x plus 1. Okay, now if we write this as 3 square x square plus 6, we will write it as 2 multiplied by 3x plus 1. Okay, we will write it this in this way. So what we will get is 3x the whole square, right, plus 2 times 3x times 1, okay, plus 1 square. Okay, because 1 is equal to 1 square. So now what we will get is 3x plus 1 the whole square here. Okay, so this term inside the root will be 3x plus 1 the whole square. So what we will get is minus 1 plus root of 3x plus 1 the whole square divided by 3. So which is equal to minus 1 plus square and root will get cancelled here. You will get 3x plus 1 divided by 3. Okay, so which is equal to what? Which is equal to minus 1 plus 3x, okay, plus 1 divided by 3. Now here minus 1 and 1 will get cancelled and you will get 3x divided by 3, which is equal to what? Which is equal to x. Okay, now what you have got is f inverse composition f, okay, of x is equal to x for all x belonging to the set R plus. Okay, now what is the meaning of this? F inverse composition f is equal to x for all x belonging to R plus. That means this function f inverse composition f is equal to I suffix R plus. Okay, because the definition of this function is exactly this. So this function should be equal to this. Okay, now we have to prove the second condition. So what is the second condition? So second condition is f composition f inverse should be equal to I suffix closed minus 5 comma infinity open. Okay, now since we have to prove this, what we have to do is we have to take one value in the domain of f inverse. Okay, we have to take one value in the domain of f inverse. So we have to take f composition f inverse of y. Okay, where y belongs to the domain of f inverse, that is closed minus 5 comma infinity open. Okay, now what will be this? This is f of f inverse y. Okay, so which is equal to f of f inverse y by definition is minus 1 plus root of y plus 6 divided by 3. Okay, now you know that the definition of function fx is 9x square plus 6x minus 5. Okay, so in place of x we have to put this, right? So what we will get is 9 multiplied by minus 1 plus or plus root of y plus 6 divided by 3 the whole square plus 6 times minus 1 plus root of y plus 6 divided by 3 minus 5. Okay, so that will be equal to what? 9 multiplied by minus 1 plus root of y plus 6 the whole square divided by 9. Okay, plus 2 times, okay, 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, so 2 times minus 1 plus root of y plus 6, okay, minus 5. So this we are getting. So 9 and 9 will get cancelled. You will get root of y plus 6 minus 1 the whole square minus 2, right? 2 multiplied by minus 1 minus 2 plus 2 times root of y plus 6 minus 5. Okay, now if we calculate this, it will be y plus 6. Okay, we are using the a minus b the whole square formula. So that means root of y plus 6 the whole square minus 2 times root of y plus 6, okay, multiplied by 1 plus 1 square. So minus 2 plus 2 times root of y plus 6 minus 5. So that will be equal to what? Root and square will get cancelled. You will get y plus 6 minus 2 times root of y plus 6 plus 1, right? Minus 2 minus 5 is minus 7 plus 2 times root of y plus 6. So this will be equal to minus 2 root of y plus 6 and plus 2 root of y plus 6 will get cancelled, and what you will get is y plus 6 plus 1 is 7 minus 7, okay, which is equal to y. Now this is equal to what? F of f composition f inverse of y, okay. Now this is for all y belonging to the domain of f inverse, that is closed minus 5 comma infinity open, okay. So you have got what? F composition f inverse of y is equal to y for all y belonging to the set closed minus 5 comma infinity open. So that means f composition f inverse is equal to I suffix closed minus 5 to infinity open, right? Because this function is what? F composition f inverse of y equal to y for all y belonging to the closed minus 5 comma infinity open. That means this function acts exactly the same as this, so the function should be equal, okay. So what you have got for f from r plus to closed minus 5 to infinity open, there exists a function f inverse from minus 5 to infinity to r plus, okay, such that what was the first we proved f inverse composition f is equal to ir plus, that is the first thing we proved, and f composition f inverse is equal to I suffix minus 5 comma infinity open, this we proved, right? So what is this? This is nothing but what we had wanted to show, and that is f is invertible, right? Because this is the definition of this, f is invertible. Now what is the inverse of f? The inverse of f is nothing but f inverse, right? And the inverse of f is f inverse, okay, that we have defined here. F inverse of y is equal to, we have defined it, okay. So this is your f inverse, okay, minus 1 plus root of y plus 6 divided by 3, okay, that is your f inverse. So that was the problem number 9. Now let us go to the problem number 10, okay. So problem number 10 is here. Let f from x to y be an invertible function. Show that f has unique inverse, okay. Hint, we will not use, okay, we will not see the hint, we will use it in the problem directly, okay. So tenth, so you have a function f from x to y, okay, which is an invertible function, okay. Now show that f has unique inverse. So this we have to show that f has unique inverse, okay. Now what you mean by a unique inverse. Okay, so first of all let us write the definition of invertible function. Okay, so f is an invertible function if there exists a function, okay, f inverse from y to x, right, from the range of f, that is y to x, such that f inverse composition f is equal to I suffix x and f composition f inverse is equal to I suffix y. Okay, now since they had given you that f from x to y is an invertible function, that means this you have to consider it as the range of f. Okay, this you will consider the range of f only. Okay, because it is given that f from x to y is an invertible function, that means they are telling you that y is the range of f. Okay, so now what we have to do is, we have this with us. Okay, now to show that f has unique inverse means to show that, okay, if g1 and g2, okay, are two inverses of f, okay, then g1 is equal to g2. This we have to show. Okay, if g1 and g2 are two inverses of f, then g1 is equal to g2. Okay, now how to show this, let us see. So g1 and g2 are inverses of f, we have to take first. Okay, so let g1 from y to x, right, because this is an inverse that we will take, and g2 also from y to x. Okay, be two inverses, okay, of f. So this is the first step. Okay, now this means what? This means f composition g1 is equal to I suffix y, right, the domain of g1, and also from here what you get, f composition g2 is I suffix again y. Okay, that is again the, because y is again the domain of g2 also. Now there are two more conditions here, right? We have written the first one for g1, that is f composition g1 is equal to I suffix y, and also we have g1 composition f equal to I suffix x. Okay, and here we have g2 composition f equal to I suffix x, but we will not write that because we have to use these two only. Okay, that is why I am not writing it. Okay, so now what you get is, since f composition g1 is equal to I suffix y and f composition g2 is also equal to I suffix y, that means what? That means f composition g will be equal to f composition g1 will be equal to f composition g2. Okay, now what is the meaning of this? Since f composition g1 is equal to f composition g2, okay, that means f composition g1 of y is equal to f composition g2 of y. Okay, for all y belonging to the set y. Okay, because this function are given to be equal, so we have to take f composition g1 equal to f composition g2 for all y belonging to capital Y. Okay, now this implies what? F of g1y, okay, is equal to f of g2y, right, by composition of functions. Okay, now see this, since f is invertible, okay, it is given that f is invertible, right, that means f is 1 1 and onto also. Okay, so since f is invertible, right, therefore f is 1 1 onto. okay, but we will use this oneness only, okay, of the function f. So what will happen if fx1 is equal to fx2, that means x will be equal to x2, right, if f is 1 1, that you have studied, right? So now here x1 and x2 in this case is g1y and g2y. So what we will get is g1y is equal to g2y, again simply because f is 1 1, okay. Now this is true for all y belonging to capital Y, okay. So what you got is g1 of y is equal to g2 of y for all y belonging to capital Y, okay. So that means what, the function g1 is equal to g2, because for all the values g1 and g2 are equal, so that means the function g1 is equal to the function g2, okay. And that is what we wanted to prove. If g1 and g2 are two inverses of f, then both functions are equal, that is g1 is equal to g2, okay, that is f has unique inverse, okay. So this implies f has unique inverse, okay. Now let us go to the problem number 11. So what is the problem number 11? Consider f from the set 1 comma 2 comma 3 to the set a comma b comma c given by f of 1 equal to a, f of 2 equal to b, and f of 3 is equal to c, okay. Find f inverse and show that f inverse of inverse is equal to f, okay. So what we have to do here is we have to first find f inverse for the function f and then show that f inverse is equal to f, okay. So let us see how to solve this. So you have a function f from the set 1 comma 2 comma 3 to the set a comma b comma c, okay, and the function is defined as f of 1 equal to a, f of 2 is equal to b, and f of 3 is equal to c. Now we have to find f inverse, right? So what we have to do is first we have to define what is f inverse, okay. Let us try to define what is f inverse directly, okay, because you don't have an expression for the function here, okay, fx equal to something like that you don't have here, okay. So we have to directly define our f inverse. So let f inverse, now you know surely that the function f inverse will be from the set a comma b comma c to the set 1 comma 2 comma 3, right? So that you know. So f inverse is from the set a comma b comma c to the set 1 comma 2 comma 3, right? Now we have to define the function f inverse. So f inverse will be what? F inverse of a will be 1, okay. The value which the f takes, that is x, to the value y, okay, for that value x, okay, you will have a y, right? Now f inverse will take that y to that x, okay. So what we will get? We will get f inverse of a will be equal to 1, okay. F inverse of b will be equal to 2, right, and f inverse of c will be equal to 3, right. Just the x which goes to y, the f inverse will bring that y to that particular x, okay. So like that we will define this. Now we have to check the conditions. Okay, what we have to check, see this F inverse will satisfy what? F inverse composition F should be equal to I suffix the domain of F, that is nothing but 1 comma 2 comma 3, right? This is the first condition F inverse and F will satisfy. Okay, then F composition F inverse should be equal to I suffix set A comma B comma C. Okay, now this is the second condition. So let us try to get this. Okay, because we have to show that this is the F inverse. Okay, we have to show that this is the F inverse. So let us check this first. Okay, so what we have to check? We have to check F inverse composition F of first the element 1 in the domain of F. Okay, let us check this. So this will be equal to F inverse of F of 1, right? That means F inverse F of 1 by definition is A. Okay, so A. So F inverse of A by definition is 1. So what we have got? We have got F inverse composition F of 1 equal to 1. Okay, and that is what we want to get, because this should be equal to the identity function. Okay, identity function takes x to x. Okay, now again we will check F inverse composition F of the second element, that is 2. It will be equal to F inverse of F of 2. Okay, which will be equal to F inverse of F of 2 is nothing but B. Now F inverse of B is 2, right? So we are getting F inverse composition F of 2 is 2. Now we will check F inverse F of 3. So which will be equal to F inverse of F of 3. So which will be equal to F inverse of C, which will be equal to 3. Okay, so this we got. Now similarly we have to check what we have to but we can write what now? See, because we have got F inverse composition F of x equal to x, right, for all x, right, belonging to the domain of F, that is nothing but 1 comma 2 comma 3, right? That means what we can write is F inverse composition F is equal to I suffix the set 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, so one condition we got. Now we have to similarly check the second condition. Okay, so for that what we will do, we will take F composition F inverse of A first, right? So that is F of F inverse of A. So that is F of F inverse of A is nothing but 1, and the F of 1 is A. Okay, then similarly F composition F inverse of B is equal to F of F inverse of B, which is F of F inverse of B is 2 and F of 2 is B. Okay, and also F composition F inverse of C is equal to F of F inverse of C, which is F of F inverse of C is 3, right, which is what? F of 3 is C. So what we have got is F composition F inverse of Y is equal to Y, right, for all Y belonging to the domain of F inverse, that is nothing but A comma B comma C. Okay, so we have got that F inverse composition F is equal to I suffix 1 comma 2 comma 3 and F inverse composition F is equal to I suffix A comma B comma C. Okay, so that means this F inverse that we have taken is the inverse of F. Okay, now what we have to show? First part we have shown, and now we have to go to the second part. In the second part what we have to show is F inverse is equal to F. Okay, this we have to show in the second part. So how to show this now. So what we will do is we will define again a function, right? Let f inverse, that is this function, right? We will define it from where to where. Now this, first you observe carefully, this is f inverse, that means inverse of f inverse function that we have just now defined, right? Inverse of f inverse function, okay, this function f inverse. So that means the inverse of this function should be from where to where? Should be from the range of f inverse, that is 1 comma 2 comma 3, to the domain of f inverse, that is a comma b comma c. So we have to define this function from 1 comma 2 comma 3 to the set a comma b comma c, right? So now what we can take the definition? We can take the definition as f inverse of inverse equal to at one element, which is 1, right, first, equal to a, right? Then f inverse of 2 is equal to b, and f inverse of 3 is equal to c, okay? So if you look at this function and the function f, you know that f of 1 is a, also f of 2 is b, also f of 3 is c, right? So what you have got here? You have got that both the function are equal at all the values, right? Both the function are equal at all the values, okay, of the domain of the function, okay, and at the same values of the domain of both the functions, right? At the same values, that is 1 at 1, f inverse is a, also f of 1 is a, right? At the same values you have the two functions equal, okay? So what you will get is f inverse is equal to f, okay, and that is what we wanted to prove, okay? So that was the example number 11. Now let us go to the example number 14, okay? So example number 14 is a MCQ. Let us look at that. So let f from R minus set minus 4 by 3 to R be a function defined as fx equal to 4x divided by 3x plus 4. The inverse of f is the map, okay, that is nothing but the function, okay, g from Rf to R minus set minus 4 by 3 given by all these options they are given to you. You have to select one correct option, okay? So now you look at what is given to you first. So you are given a function f from R to from R minus set minus 4 by 3 to the set R, okay, and it is defined by fx equal to 4x divided by 3x plus 4, okay. Now this is the domain which is given to you, okay. You can see that this function is defined, okay, in this domain, because they are removing the number minus 4 by 3, which makes this function not defined, okay. If you substitute minus 4 by 3 here, you will get minus 4 plus 4, which is 0 in the denominator, okay. So the function will not be defined, so they have removed the value, and so this function is well defined, okay. Now we have to find the inverse g. They have also given from where the inverse goes, so that is from range of f to the domain of f, that is R minus set minus 4 by 3, okay. We have to find this function. Now how to find? See, this is an MCQ, so we have to solve it quickly, okay. So what you have to do is you take y equal to fx, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 4x divided by 3x plus 4, right? You take an element y in the range of f, okay, and then what you will get? Y equal to fx equal to 4x divided by 3x plus 4 you will get, okay. Now what is the meaning of this? You will get y equal to 4x divided by 3x plus 4, okay. Now what you do is find x in terms of y, okay. So what you will get, what you will do is cross multiply y multiplied by 3x plus 4 equal to 4x, right? So which is equal to 3xy plus 4y equal to 4x. So which implies what? So you have to write x in terms of y. So what you do is take this here, okay, and take this here. So what you'll get? 3xy minus 4x equal to minus 4y. So that means x, if you take common, you'll get 3y minus 4 equal to minus 4y, okay. So x will be equal to minus 4y divided by 3y minus 4, or if you just take this minus n here in the denominator, what you will get is 4y divided by 4 minus 3y, okay. So this value you got, and the option is what? If you take this x equal to g of y, so g of y is equal to 4y divided by 4 minus 3y, okay, and which is nothing but the option B in the problem, okay. So that was the 14th problem, okay. If you have any queries, or if you want me to solve any unsolved problem, you can write in the comment section below, okay. That's it in the video, guys. I will see you guys in the next video.